game. How are you guys adjusting that every snap to get yourselves in alignment? Ready for that?
And they do a great job. This will be the fastest team we've played at tempo, and they're averaging more plays than anybody we've played. Just got to practice with a great deal of urgency, and our guys are used to it. We try to practice that way. Anyway, even with the scouts, we're averaging. Tim and I were talking. We're averaging about 110 per practice. They're getting. We're out there for a couple hours, so we're about on pace. But it's hard. Yeah, it's not easy. But our guys are. We're used to going no huddle and communicating fast, and so it's not a complete new revelating philosophy, but they're really good at it.
How much will help having Austin Bryant back in the rotation since you're dealing with that offense?
It's good, yeah. Anytime you have fresh, able bodies that are quality in their depth, their ability, or experience, it's good.
Alba is the lead receiver in the ACC. How much does he stand out when you're watching Syracuse?
He's a great player. He's terrific. So's Ishmael, and I think it's Esteen, or you pronounce the number one. He's a great returner as well. They're getting their guy. They're playing. They're playing really hard. Very competitive. Very confident. You see it in both their special teams and offensively. New philosophy, new system. But you can tell the coaches are coaching with a lot of energy, and the players are believing in what they're doing. And the last couple of games in particular, what might be the Coastal champion. They got after them really well.
They like to run their quarterback down to you a lot. How much will the experience of having played against Lamar Jackson benefit?
Yeah, some of it's the same. Dual threat capacity. Schematically, some things are different, but he's a very good player, and like Jackson, if it's not there, a lot of poise and knows when to pull it down and improvise and extend plays as well. Very headsy. He's a football player.
It's not too often you got a quarterback who goes wildly into a different system during his career. Does he seem more natural?
It seems like he's been doing it for his whole career. He does, very natural. He's a very good player. They did a good job recruiting some excellent players, the previous staff.
Film with them at Virginia Tech and then went over Virginia Tech. What did you see specifically in their offense that helped them?
Well, I don't think they played well as a team is what it looks like outside looking in. And then they gave up explosive plays. Virginia Tech did. Like those same explosive plays. We gave up the one-play drives the other night. They did it in the throwing game. Had a couple of 70-plus yard completions. And those are killers, especially in a tight game. And so they didn't complement each other well. And then I thought that Syracuse just attacked them from the onset and really got after him.
How much has Chad Smith improved to earn the kind of role he has?
A lot. He's really coming on. And you saw it during fall camp, and then I think the experience, of course, everybody's like, where's Chad Smith? He's a freshman still, right, to this day. And so everybody's like, where is he at? How come, you don't talk about him? He's doing excellent. But he's still young. And this is his first opportunity to really play. And he's really bought in the development and preparation, and is improving his confidence and his fundamentals. And I think the experience in playing, having some success in special teams, has really expedited his development. You're really seeing it, and a lot of times it's not so profound, particularly during the middle of the season. And it's extremely profound, and that says a lot to me because he's not really contributing at linebacker. But we're giving him the reps in practice, and he's been doing very well. And it's not like the guys in front of him have been a bunch of, jacklegs. They've been playing pretty good. So I think that's as much of it as anything. But he's been he and Skalski and Lamar and J.D. Davis. I'm talking about my guys here. Dorian O'Daniel, those guys have really played with a lot of passion and toughness and intensity and physicality and pride starting with that kickoff team. And so you talk about Chad, but they're really helping each other, I think, grow up right before our eyes as players.
What if anything, do you miss when Jadar Johnson's not on the field?
Did you see him catch that interception? I haven't seen one like that. It's been a long time. I saw when a kid named Tony Jefferson at Oklahoma had one of those one-handed, crazy how they close and find that ball. That was really spectacular. He's a great athlete, experience. He's very calm back there. Very few mistakes, mentally, and leadership.
Different route that TJ took, just because TJ switched positions, Jadar was backup, but similar at all in that they had to wait their turn?
I think so, but I think they have to take ownership in their development too. Like, no, I'm gonna make you play me by knowing I'm gonna know what to do. I'm gonna have a great presence at practice. I'm gonna take the initiative. I'm getting all my reps and then some. And we try to give players a little bit, they may not know it, but we try to give them a little autonomy that way. See if they'll fight over who's going to be the next nickel, and then if I got to break it up, I'll break it up. But I want to see who wants to be out there. That's important to us as coaches. And I think so in Jadar, and again, I think it's a two-way street, but we try to expedite that process too. And for whatever reason, it just didn't happen. So there's got to be ownership both ways. But I do think that that being said, TJ made it happen too. He really took the initiative to learn and get things down to a functional position.
When did that urgency come in for Jadar?
Oh, probably the day those guys said they were out of here. And he might disagree. He probably would. But we tried. We said, all right, we're starting him today. First, Jadar, you're the first one. You're running with the ones today in practice. And then literally and then he'd let the other guy run out there. One of those little autonomy things like, wait a minute, I thought you're supposed to be in. Well, he wanted to go in. You're with the ones. And I know you're the coach and all that, but at the same time, that's part of that development too. And that's part of that competition. And then when you get out, you got to know what to do. And when maybe it's 5 reps in practice, and maybe it's 25 reps. And so you try to figure all that out. But you hate it now because you look at it and you're like, geez, man, if you only had known. Sometimes that's our fault, as coaches too. Maybe we stunt that growth to a certain degree too. I don't know.
Speaking of reps, notice that Mark Fields had more snaps than Carter. Is he started to a point where you're going to allow him to get more?
Well, we played Carter at nickel. You got to count the reps. I don't even know. Yeah, it was close. It was close, and Ryan can't play. Could probably, but we tried to keep some guys fresh, in there on the slot. And but Mark's been doing well. He's getting better. So got to learn to turn his head and play the balls a little sooner. But he's been doing well. He's kind of making those inch by inch movement, getting better.
Going back to your linebackers, how much does that break Bobber and Jalen Williams? Is he super too slow?
I don't know. I have fun with him with it. So no, it's there obviously for protection and that kind of thing.
Yeah,
but
Saturday night,
I think it's a hindrance a little bit with his mobility. But I think he's doing the rain dance last night after practice, hoping that he gets the clearance to take it off here. So it might happen sooner rather than later.
Brent, you talking about Fields needing to learn to turn his head sooner. How hard is it to master the?
Well, I think it's it's a good point. I think you can train some guys to pick up the counter through repetition, and they can get it down and fit it right and track the guard or the tackle and see the split flow. And then some guys day one they show up, man, and they're like, the ball's going over here. You guys over here, he's waiting on the ball because he's got such good feel and instincts and natural movement to him. And I think it's the same way. Some guys are very natural. I think a lot of NFL guys, they're like, what's his ball skills like? And that's an important thing to a lot of people. Is it natural or and some guys can get really good at it too. But But I think that's part of, getting your head back around and the timing and the confidence and the poise and the patience and all. And man, I got this guy. All right, let me find that ball here because it's coming. And so, not panicking. That's a big part of it.
Is
What
Trayvon
happened?
Mullen a guy like that? You kinda got
He's
that
been
from-
there. He's been there. It's been good and bad, but I think he's natural. He was a receiver in high school, return man. And you just got to make sure that you're in that position to be on top of the route. You got to get that to that point first. And but turn around playing the ball, he's done a good job. Mhm.
That's, with that said, when you back and look at the film, what was going on with Tank? And it seemed like he just was having a hard time getting turned around.
Yeah, and he's been good. You remember the play against Louisville where he makes a terrific play on the ball. He's made more plays on the ball than not, and he had a couple tough plays that he'd probably like to get back. He's made a bunch of good plays on the football the last couple of years. So, hopeful that was an aberration. And sometimes, again, when you don't have the focus or the intensity, the urgency on that particular play, and they got it going, you can be a victim in a minute. So, you play as much man and press and that kind of thing. You're going to be vulnerable to that. And you got to get back to the basics and the fundamentals of your belief system, and put yourself in a more advantageous and competitive position as well through your technique and alignment.
Let him get to his meeting.
Oh man, yeah.
Get 2 minutes. Go, go, go.